Everybody, I'm absolutely delighted to introduce, for those of you who don't know, and most of you do, my soul sister and soul brother, Al and Jean. Uh, they're two of the most delightful people. Although we live on the other side of the world, there's no separation between us, and we just love, absolutely love each other. And we've just had so much fun with each other over the years. And I'm just so delighted to have them here today and anytime. And we're really looking forward to their talk. Now, I know we asked people to submit questions, which was, and we've got some wonderful, wonderful questions, but we had to sort of put them into, we had to select 12 or 13 of them because, of course, if Al goes into trance, there's only a certain amount of juice that's left in the trance. And we can't keep Orion, our guest, here for too long. It takes up a lot of energy for Al, and so we've sent the questions off to Jean. Jean will be asking the questions, and you're welcome to put comments in, and perhaps if we do have time, we might have a couple of extra questions at the end if you put things into the chat window. So, and those questions will probably be answered by Al because he'll be out of trance by that time. So Al and Jean, I think you all know the work of the divine love. You may not know that Al does have a background in spiritualism, Al and Jean, and they're very familiar with all of our spiritualist works, but they've moved to a different level of spiritualism, and they're working with the cosmic forces. So Al and Jean, over to you. Jean, would you like to introduce your beloved? And
would I ever? I could tell you a lot of secrets, Wendy.
we do. We're really interested.
Yes, but we're being recorded, so I better behave myself. But
you had better.
you're beautiful, warm. I want to echo how Wendy said we're such friends. We felt it when we were first guided to meet in Phoenix all those years ago. And
That's right.
Wendy, it was this time last year, our cruise ship was coming to Sydney, and a huge storm like there is this year, the cruise ships couldn't get into the harbor. But the storm finally moved, and we went to Wendy and Victor's for the most glorious tea. It was
and meditation
and prayer, and Silver Birch came through, and so we just honor you and Victor. And I know several on the screen we've met before, and we're so delighted to be back. Wendy asked me to briefly introduce our foundation, but I don't think I have much more to add except our website address. Like Wendy's Global Week Gathering, we're on Zoom circles, development circles, different programs 9 times a week. So these time changes are really a dilemma to deal with. And we live stream circles 3 times a week on Facebook. So if any of you are interested in trying out our prayer practice of praying for divine love, peace in the world, and listening to the angels, you're more than welcome. And speaking of angels, it's the angels that have guided us since we incorporated as a nonprofit society 13 years ago. And they are with all of us here, every single person who would like a celestial angel to pray with you when we go into this sacred silence and read the questions to Orion. The angels are here to overshadow you and be with you and help you open if you want, if you need to. I think we all need to, your souls to receive the divine essence, that transforming love. So that's pretty much our mission in the world in these twilight years. As long as we can keep going, this is our mission. Well, Al, I think maybe you want to start with what it is to be a divine love medium and how you became one.
Indeed, it's a bit of a story. When we talk about angels, we're talking about celestial angels. So we're not talking about archangels or some other iteration of what you might consider angelic. Celestial angels are individuals who walked upon the earth at some point, and have discovered this gift of divine love from God, the essence of the soul of God, that we may receive into our souls. So this is the communication factor here. We have a soul, God has a soul. So that's what brings us to God. That's what helps us understand who and what God is. And this essence of God is given, and it transforms our soul from mortal to divine. So we can all become celestial angels. We can all enter into that sphere of the celestial kingdom, as they call it, by asking and receiving this gift of divine love. So that's how Gene and I started. We started 50 years ago independently. We each had our own mentors, and our mentors knew each other, but they weren't communicating that much at the time in the very beginning of our understanding and journey of divine love. But eventually they got together, and eventually they brought Gene and I together. And Gene and I fell in love, and we're married. We're almost married for 50 years. We've been practicing the prayer practice of divine love for all that time, certainly over 50 years now. And through the course of that practice and the experience of the angels, the experience of knowing God in this way, this loving creator who comes to us and blesses us, and the loving spirits, the celestial angels that come and speak to us, then we have grown and developed through this process. And about 20 years ago, the angels asked me to become a medium so they might channel information through me. Now, the origins of the divine love understanding came through James Paget about 100 years ago. So mediumship is a common and accepted practice in our groups. And so being asked to be a medium is quite an honor. And a lot of people want to be mediums, and they try and go through that process of becoming a medium. But in my case, I wasn't all that enthusiastic. I was a bit skeptical. I thought, I don't think I could be a medium. I kind of contradicted my guides. I don't think I'm a medium. And then of course they said, we're sure that you can, and that's why we're asking. So I said, well, okay, well, let's give it a go. And sure enough, messages started flowing. And celestials are a very particular type of being. They carry this divine love with them to such a great extent that when they enter into your space, you feel it. You feel it powerfully. You feel their love powerfully. You sense the light around you brightening. It's a beautiful, beautiful condition. And I'm very honored to be able to have this relationship with him. And all the way up, including Jesus, have come. In fact, Jesus has channeled 3 books through me, describing divine love and describing various other spiritual questions and giving answers and all kinds of spiritual aspects of our being. So, and I'm also now working on a book with Orion, who is a newcomer. Now, the story of Orion is that I was introduced to him, and I was skeptical. Orion is an ET. He's from a different planet. And I know there's an idea of who Orion is, and there are channeled books about Orion and whatnot. This ain't the Orion that I'm talking about. And we'll read a little passage. He'll describe why he used the name Orion. But Orion is a loving, loving soul. He also receives divine love. He also understands what we call the prayer practice of divine love. And he says his planet is based on this reception of divine love. So their souls are replete with this energy, this divine love. And he's come to help us to grow in light, because our planet, and you probably are well aware, and many people have talked about this issue, is on the cusp of great change. And because of this, there are all kinds of avenues, resources of help that are coming, and they're coming from extraterrestrials, they're coming from the celestials, from the bright spirits in the spheres of the spirit world. People are waking up. There's all kinds of things happening that are in alignment and focus on helping Earth change, shift in consciousness. And I believe all of you here are part of that. And so it's important that we hear from each other. We hear and communicate and maybe even collaborate with one another in this great movement. And I believe it is a movement to help bring higher consciousness to the world, basically to help us learn to love each other and love ourselves. That's the very essence of the message given. So anyway, when Orion came, I was skeptical. I thought, oh, this is not celestial spirit. I made a pact with the celestials that I would only channel them and that they would protect me. I wouldn't be subject to low spirits or have negative energies around me and difficulties with opening up as a medium. Any of you who are mediums, you know what I'm talking about, how that sensitivity intensifies and how we're vulnerable to many things, especially, actually, I think my experience, the most vulnerable experiences I've had are with people on Earth who come and they punch you in the gut somehow with their feelings and judgments and whatnot. That's tough, you know. And unfortunately, our friends, our spirit friends, can't do a lot about that. They can kind of guide you away. And I often use the story, I don't know whether you all are aware of that cartoon, Mr. Magoo. And I think I'm Mr. Magoo. I just go through life, you know, in this lovely haze of light and love and all of that, and I get protected. You know, I get guided away. I get as Mr. Magoo was walking in the construction site, a beam. He can't see a thing, but a beam comes along, and he just walks along that and glides into another situation, and he's never harmed. And I think that's the benefit of having our spirit guides, angel friends. They protect us and help us and guide us through life in such a way that the harshness isn't so evident. Of course, we have families, friends, and situations on Earth where these things are evident, but our own feelings within our soul, within our gut, help us to be calm and together in any situation. This divine love is a powerful resonant energy that brings peace, inner peace to us. So I'm very happy to have all of that and to live that. I've lived that, as I've said, for over 50 years. So Gina is going to read a passage from a channeling from Orion, which might answer some of the basic questions you have about this guy and where he comes from. And then we'll go into our mediumship part.
Thank you, dear. Yes, Al chose this excerpt because it is answering a lot of the questions that came in. So just make yourself comfortable. If you prefer to close your eyes for the next few minutes, here's Orion. We are situated on an arm of our shared Milky Way galaxy, as you call it, 3 arms from your own. We are closer to the main cluster of stars that form the center of the galaxy. Thus, we are a long way from Earth. I have given myself the name Orion because when you look at the sky towards the constellation of Orion, you are looking somewhat in our direction. Our planet is somewhat larger than yours, situated in what is referred to as the Goldilocks zone, not too far or too close to the suns. Our suns consist of 1 red dwarf and 1 class B star. 1 revolution of our planet around these stars requires a somewhat longer period of traversing than your year. Our days are also longer, thus the way we count time is different from yours. It would be difficult for you to pronounce the name, which we call our Earth. I will give you a phonetic spelling. Trinity. I think that's the closest I can get. This is as close as I can come to spelling it, as our pronunciations are different from yours, and our forms of communication involve psychic, emotional, and visual cues combined with a form of soul communication that creates a layered transference of information. This form of sharing would be overwhelming to your linear brains and present communication challenges. When we refer to our planet, many other descriptions and visual cues are integrated in the communication. Sharing a simple word describing our planet does a great disservice to what is understood as our home. My challenge in communicating with humans is to simplify my thoughts and concepts in order for you to comprehend my meaning. Our language and ways of communication are so different from yours that I must share through this channel in a way that I might talk to a baby. Simple, slow, and direct. You understand the makeup of the universe through chemical components that you describe as the periodic table. The chemical components of your planet are similar to ours, but we have more argon and selenium in our atmosphere and crust. When I took you both to our planet a while back, in thought only, you noticed a stark difference in colors. The sky and coloring of our vegetation was strangely different from yours. Your colorations are the result of substantial levels of oxygen in your atmosphere combined with the light intensity of your sun. Our atmosphere contains more helium and argon, which creates the difference. Our capacity to breathe in this atmosphere is reflected in our physiology, which processes air somewhat differently than you do on Earth. Abundant oxygen has a corrosive quality, and although it exists on our planet, it is not as present as it is on Earth. The process of aging is greatly slowed, partly because of the chemical makeup of our atmosphere. This is but one aspect of an environment that is conducive to longevity and good health. We are not engaged in physical nourishment as a form of pleasure, something that is so important to you on Earth. The focus of our lives leans more into the realms of spiritual growth and awakening, as well as creative endeavors, which bring much pleasure. All things which are a reflection of a harmonious life for us are directly connected to our capacity to love one another, to love our world, and to love our Creator is forefront in our desires and intentions. This is a very different outlook to what is the predominant culture and perspective on your planet, a planet based on fear and consumption in so many forms. Thus, we are here today in what is merely another attempt to reach humanity. Our hope is that through these endeavors, some light will be shed on the true purpose of life and how you, as a species, may utilize wisdom shared by us and others in order to restore balance and harmony in your world and with you personally. Well, that ends this excerpt of the book Hal's writing with Orion. And so now I hope that you will join me in a sacred prayer. I'll say a short invocation and invite Orion, and then he'll lead in and invite me when he's ready to answer the questions. And if you could all please stay muted, because Al goes into a deep trance, and we're just hoping there won't be noises from the neighborhood and so on that could jar him out of it. And then, of course, Wendy will lead us in discussions as she so eloquently and beautifully does. So get comfortable. You may wish to take a few deep breaths and close your eyes and open yourself to your guides, to our angel friends, our stellar friends, and bring that highest aspect of yourself, all the love you have, the compassion, the caring, the generosity of spirit, to be with us as we gather together from all corners of the world, every continent. O Holy Father, we thank you for this wonderful opportunity with Wendy and Victor and every beautiful soul on the screen and on both sides of the veil, where we trust, we know in the power of your love and what you truly desire for all of us, all your children in this world and in spirit, to receive the greatest blessings that you have for us, the inflowing of your divine essence to heal us and help us learn and grow and live in harmony and be your channels of light and love and peace and healing to this world. We thank you, gracious God, and we invite our beloved stellar friend Orion to be with us, to introduce himself and to answer the questions in our hearts and our minds. We thank you and we love you. Amen.
Greetings to you, my friends. I bring peace. Is this not what you expect of me as an extraterrestrial? What your imaginings and movies have described as the friendly one, rather than the one that brings destruction and pain and subjugation? Indeed, I am of a light and an inclination to bring love and respect to all of you. And I would suggest that your ideas of the dark alien are misplaced. For all who are able to traverse in the way that we traverse the universe are spiritually evolved. It is not just a mechanical thing to travel as we do. For I do not travel with a vehicle. I travel by thought. And I am here with you and through this instrument because I am able to traverse this vast distance between us in a blink of an eye. This cannot be accomplished by mere mental faculties and acuity. It must be accomplished through soul development, through all the aspects of the individual awakened, working together in harmony, so that these things, which you might consider miracles, are everyday occurrences for us. And because we are brothers and sisters, we and you have the capacities to do the same, to be able to have your being transported and apported with these abilities that are latent within you. And so, my friends, we are extending our love, extending ourselves to you on earth, because we desire for you to understand yourselves and to understand your abilities. You are not so different from us. We may look somewhat physically different, but in truth, we are all creations of the Creator. And we are all given the same potentials and faculties and abilities. Thus, we are brothers and sisters. And so I will take questions that you have.
Thank you, Orion. We understand that there are many other races in the universe. What is your connection and relationship with other races in the universe?
Because of our spiritual acuity and development, our consciousness has expanded greatly. So we are aware of many other planets and universal intelligences that exist. And we have made great inroads in being friends with these individual races. And even to the point of trade, communication, cooperation together. But those whom we engage with are those who, like us, have evolved and developed spiritually to the point where we are resonant with our energies, as you would call it. And so communication with these different races is readily available and easily accomplished. We continue to seek out others. We are eager to include you in this, what you might call, federation of planets. But of course, you must earn that place. And indeed, in the present condition you are in, you are hopelessly unable to be in that condition and framework of harmony that is necessary in order to communicate and to acknowledge us. But that time will come, my friends. That time will come. Yes, there are many we are communicating with, and many who are communicating with us. It is a vast and wide universe full of life. And indeed, that life reaches out, is compelled to connect and to establish a loving relationship together. Thank you.
Orion, are you an individual or a group consciousness the way Silver Birch is a collective?
I am both. I am an individual with an individual consciousness. I live on my planet in the flesh. I am what you would call astral projecting myself to where you live. But I do have a body that resides on my planet, which is being cared for by individuals as I travel in this way. So I am very much an individual. But who I represent and the consciousness that I gather within myself involves fragments and aspects of others who live upon my planet. Yes, I am the ambassador, but I am the ambassador to many others who represents many others. Therefore, you may consider myself as part of a collective, but not in the way that my individuality is lost, not by any measure, but in the way that I utilize my gifts and abilities in order to relay from them to you information and to relay from you to them information. So I'm also a conduit for you both, a bridge, so to speak. And I have others who travel with me, so I am not alone. I hope this answers your question.
In what ways, oops, I missed one. You have told Al you didn't come here on a spaceship. Does that mean you are still on your home planet and projecting yourself by thought?
I believe I've already answered that question. It is possible for us to use vehicles to travel, but why would one use such a thing when communication can be accomplished in this simple and effective way? There will be a time when we will arrive along with others to help wake up humanity to their existence in a wide universe of life. But that time has not yet come. We are the precursors to those who will come and the forerunners of the teachers and healers that are destined to come to your planet and assist you. They will have physical bodies and they will arrive in a physical way. But for the time being, we will use this form of communication, which, as you might suppose, is safer for us and easier. We are all about being effective and efficient, as well as using our own wisdom to determine how we will make contact and through whom. So here we are together, my friends, in this beautiful gathering. I hope that in the way that I'm communicating today, that you are listening and that you give validity to what I am sharing. Thank you.
We've been told that our space brothers and sisters have been able to inactivate nuclear weapons and prevent nuclear accidents of warfare. Is this correct?
Our abilities are far beyond your imaginings, my friends. And yes, such a thing would be very feasible indeed. And if you come to that point of self-annihilation, we will intervene. And there are many, as you well suppose, who are in guardianship over your planet, ensuring that such a situation does not happen or may not be realized. So there are many forces and many avenues by which we may protect you and help you and assist you along the road of your own development. And certainly one of those avenues is to intervene to such an extent that you do not destroy yourselves before that great opportunity for self-realization, evolution, development is accomplished.
You've described in some detail the earth changes that are already beginning. Can you give us more information on the time scale? Will certain countries become unlivable?
You are experiencing changes at this time, and there are great energetic influences that are coming and have come and touched your planet. There are beings such as myself and others who are here to intervene and to help. A powerful aspect of our help is prayer. I know many of you see prayer as some ancient and ineffective ritual, but indeed we engage our Creator and we listen to our guidance that is given. God has a great plan for the shifting and awakening of humanity. And we feel and know that we are a part of that plan. Indeed, we will continue to listen to our guidance, and I urge you to listen to yours. These feelings, these uprisings, upwellings within the individual are the result of divine influence and light that is coming to your planet. And thus the awakening begins, and it shall further develop and express itself in many ways through many individuals. As for physical changes, the earth is reacting to the pressures of so many souls that are living in contradiction to the laws of harmony and the laws of creation. The earth is a consciousness within itself. And as you as a species continues to denigrate the earth and attack the earth in your thinking and your doing, so the earth is fighting back and shall continue to do so. Its response will be equal to your efforts and your expressions that are impinging upon the harmony of what you call Mother Nature. So there will be greater expressions and upheavals and weather conditions that will cause you great disturbance. In time, the world will be different, and the way in which you live on the world will be different. It will be a time of peace and harmony. But in order to get to that place, there is a requirement of shifting and releasing of different attitudes and ways of being in the world that are contradictions to the harmony that has been created here and needs to be in existence here. It will be a tumultuous time, to be sure, and it is already. The greatest preparation you can do to bring yourself to a place of harmony with creation is to be in harmony with your own self and to open your soul to the guidance that is offered by the divine. In this way, wisdom will come to you. In this way, love will pour upon you and within you. But it is your choice, always. Free will is always respected. And this is a great gift given to you to choose. And so it is each day. You are required to choose and to consider your actions, your thoughts, what it is that you wish to express in any given day. This is basic spirituality. And I believe that many of you understand this well. But indeed, because of the conditions of your world, the thought conditions, even the spiritual conditions, the darkness in your world, you are often confused and in spiritual disarray because these conditions are powerful and they impinge upon you. This is where prayer is very important. For when you pray and connect with your Creator, then you are bringing light around yourself and you are deactivating the darkness, bringing light. It is simple as well. all things around spirituality are, in essence, very simple indeed. But in truth, humanity does not understand. And those who seek spirituality often bring many concepts and ideas around it that complicate and satisfy the mind. We who live by soul have a simple life and understand the universe from the simplicity, but also the complexity of soul perception and ability to understand and to live that is in harmony with our souls and our relationship with the great oversoul. I urge you to simplify your lives, your thinking, your endeavors. This would prepare you for a world that inevitably will be simplified and not require all the complexities, all the machinery, all the material accoutrements that is part of your life at this time. And so when you are able to give these things up, to allow your life to be simplified, then when the simplicity arrives, you will be thankful and you will be comfortable in this situation, in the new world that is coming. Thank you.
Many spiritual groups today claim to be channeling ETs. Why now? And are they all coming to help?
Yes, as I've said, all interventions, your interstellar friends, have the same intention to uplift and to assist humanity. Those that are rumored to be dark and nefarious are the projections of the minds of individuals and indeed channels and mediums, if you will, who have within them these seeds of darkness. And that darkness colors and influences what is being channeled and given. There is a great paranoia in humanity, a great condition of paranoia and fear. This too influences all channelings on your world, for you live within these conditions. And so there are many misconceptions and misunderstandings of the intentions of your stellar friends. But I wish to reassure you that all have within them a desire to love, to assist, and to teach, to help lift up humanity in a time where there is a great need for this. And indeed, we are all coordinated in our efforts, and we are all attuned to divine will. So how can there be such nefarious and misconceived intentions when this is the case? Thank you.
Will disclosure happen soon? And if so, what will be the reaction?
Disclosure is happening right at this very moment. Disclosure has happened to many. There is a grassroots approach to this, not done through governments and media, etc. It is done through individuals. It is done through the openness and willingness of individuals. And yes, the communication is getting more intense and is reaching levels of worldwide communication. And you are close. You are close to the great revealing, the revelatory expression and presence of us in a physical form. But it is not today, my friends. But the day will come, and you must be patient. But the day will come soon. You will all live to see that day, and it will shake Earth to its core and make many think, and to realize that life is a vast and beautiful expression. And those who come and reveal themselves and speak to your leaders and speak to all of you through your media and ways of communication will give the same answer. The most important aspect of a human life is their capacity to love. Love is the binding energy of the universe. And with love, many things can be accomplished. We could not accomplish what we do coming here without love. And indeed, with the love of God entering into the soul, the faculties of the soul, the perceptions of the soul, will reveal many ways and means, even machineries and manifestations of technologies that will bring greater harmony to your world and not harm the world as you do now with these crude and mechanical ways of dealing and utilizing your planet. And so the time will come. And indeed, for those who are willing to listen, those who put fear aside, those who are eager to change, they will be the forerunners. And one day in the future, humanity will look back and appreciate that there were those willing and brave enough to step forward and change and be in the light. Thank you.
What will cause the huge reduction in population on our planet?
As I have said, the planet is correcting itself. And there are avenues and ways in which that might be done. It will not be done in one foul swoop of removing many from this world. It will be done incrementally and, unfortunately, harshly, because this is the only way that humanity understands and can interact with the material world. And so there will continue to be diseases. There will continue to be storms and upheavals. There will continue to be wars and difficulties, all of which will have its effects on reducing human population. Indeed, God puts within any system mechanisms of correction. And you are experiencing these things at this time. God will ensure the world continues. And God will ensure that humanity continues. But God will not ensure that humanity can continue to pillage the world as it does without thought and sensitivity and love for the very home that humanity inhabits. This correction is coming. It is already here. And it shall express itself in many ways. Domino after domino will fall until your structures and your systems are useless to combat the conditions of change. But in their stead, there will be great assistance and help and upliftment to show a new way of living, a new way that is in greater harmony with your world, with creation. And so this, unfortunately, is your fate. But I say to you, if you prepare if you are clear on your objectives, if you are open with your heart and soul and mind to new ways, to what is being given, to what is being proffered through many individuals, then you will be spared from these harsh conditions, and you will live to see a new world expressed. Yes, it will begin slowly and incrementally, step by step. The rebuilding will bring a society, a race that is prepared to open itself to all manner of life, life in the universe, life in your world, life in the spirit world. Many avenues, many situations, many levels of consciousness will come and flower in the environment and conditions that will be created in the near future. Thank you.
How can we pray in the most effective way?
Prayer is an art and a science, my beloved friends. To put forth your desires to the Creator is honoring life. To articulate these desires, to articulate the longings of your soul, for each soul longs for God, is a gift to God and a gift to yourself. To do so with the deepest sincerity and the most expression of desire is to create a solid and powerful connection. And in this way, through prayer, through the intensity of prayer, you will benefit and receive many blessings indeed. But it is said that faith is the key. And indeed it is. For when you pray to an unseen source, are you not exercising faith and putting yourself in that vulnerable place, saying, God, I am here. My Creator, I wish to know you. And in knowing you, I wish to know myself. And in knowing myself, I wish to be able to love and cherish myself. And in love and cherishing myself, may I love and cherish my brothers and sisters. May I love and cherish my earth that I live upon. May I love and cherish life. These are basic principles of prayer. But you may take prayer in whatever avenue you want. After all, it is your time with God. It is your time with your inner self. And I urge you to utilize that time well, and you utilize it often. For prayer is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And you will receive many wonderful blessings. Thank you.
Does traditional religion have anything to offer us during this period of change?
Anything that brings comfort to humanity is of value. Anything that brings community to humanity is of value. Unfortunately, with many structured religions, there is also the element and desire for control and for imprinting the paradigms of thought and ideas that are part of this religion. This is a restricting condition. And so you have the dichotomy of a desire to uplift, to support, to uphold and to comfort humanity, and a desire to control and to indoctrinate individuals who are part of that community. So much that is a part of your world is a reflection in these conditions. For a religion is merely a reflection of the human condition. Anything is. Whatever you do, there is a good side and a bad side, as you would say. There is building up and there is taking down. There is a price to pay. We wish to show you a different way, a way where you win every time, that you do not pay a price, that you are not brought down and funneled into restrictive thinking and doing. And so our desire is to teach you spirituality and not to bring a new religion to humanity. And our hope is that this will be successful and that many will listen. And there will be other avenues of bringing what we call spiritual truth to humanity. And so the ways and means that humanity can listen will be facilitated by various avenues and forces and individuals that will help to enlighten humanity. Thank you.
And so, Orion, we've come to the last question for this session today, which is simply to invite you, if you have any other messages or closing remarks for this sacred silence. It's the last word is yours.
Thank you. I think I have said much today, and I hope that you have come to realize that sources of truth are many, and sources of light and support are many. It is for you to winnow through the various messages and information to discern for yourself the truth, to discern for yourself the journey that you must take towards truth, to discern for yourself what is real and what is not. And I suggest that you go deep within yourself in order to be able to bring that truth forward into your consciousness. The surface mind, the material mind, is the least reliable source of truth. The deeper minds within you are beautiful and powerful avenues that will lead you towards truth. Today, in your world, there is much falsity. Even in the way that humans present themselves to one another is through falsity and concocting images and ideas about themselves is not altogether valid. And so the world itself lives within a lie. It is within the deception that is within a deception that is within a deception. To unravel these conditions, to unravel the lies, will take a great deal. And part of the unraveling is your planet itself unraveling before your eyes. These conditions are necessary. These forces for change are required in order for humanity to come to the bare bones of their own true self, realizing who they are, and indeed in that realization to build themselves up in a different way, to be true to themselves in a way that many would find foreign and distasteful. For many, it is easier to live within the lie, to wander the world in deception. It is easier because they do not even realize their own self-deception and the deception of others. They merely go with what they have been programmed, as you would say, what has been funneled within their minds, their consciousness. And so they believe that is who they are. And we are greatly saddened to see this. And it is ubiquitous in your world. Those of you here, I believe, are making an attempt to be authentic, to be your true selves. And we applaud you for this, beautiful, beautiful souls. And we urge you to go deeper. We urge you every day to be considerate of your deceptions and those things that are truly a part of you, and to exercise the truth within and without. To be a light is to be in truth. To be a light is to express and cultivate love. To be a light is to be a channel that helps, assists, comforts those around you. You will be needed, each one of you, in the times to come. As chaos ensues, you must be that pillar of light, that anchor in the world. And you must be authentic and true to what you know is in harmony and in love. I urge you forward, intrepid souls seeking truth. I urge you forward, and I thank you for this time to speak. May the blessings of the great Creator of all shower upon you, upholding you, uplifting you, and transforming you, bringing truth with every breath, bringing love and light, intensifying, growing, enveloping, infusing within you. This is the key to great change, both within and around you. I urge you forward. I thank you. I am Orion, and I thank you. And good evening to you.